Hey guys, Tim and Adam here, and we want to welcome you back to Flipperflix. You guys know how much Tim loves his foods, and he got to try a new one recently called 3 Wishes.
Yup. Breakfast being my favorite meal, I was excited to try this new cereal out. It's high in protein, low in sugar, and grain-free.
I thought I saw that 3 Wishes is free from wheat, dairy, soy, oats, corn, rice, and peanuts.
That's right. It's plant-based and gluten-free certified, made with modern-day clean ingredients like chickpeas, pea protein, and tapioca.
Well, that sounds like a feat of food science.
One that took 2 years to develop.
Incredible! So what flavor of these 3 Wishes did you devour, Tim? I saw they had cocoa, cinnamon, honey, and unsweetened.
I went with cocoa, and it was delicious.
With 70% less sugar and as much as 8 times the protein of their decadent counterparts, there can't be anything like this on the shelf right now.
And there isn't. 3 Wishes is now offering our listeners 10% off with the code PODCAST10.
So head to their website at www.3wishescereal.com to learn more.
We hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome back to Flipperflix. My name is Sam.
Hi, Sam.
And we... Hi, Tim.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Adam.
Hi, Tim.
Hi. Okay, go ahead.
I told them that I had a good intro, and now they're just like, they want to be a part of it. It's so weird.
I am always part of it.
But we are a movie review podcast, sort of,
Some days.
kind of. We really just discuss movies. And these two asked me to stop making jokes at the beginning of episodes, but I told them I won't quit cold turkey. Ha!
I get it.
I know, but you never laughed.
I like to not laugh at your jokes. It's funnier.
Terrible. Always thankful for the pity laugh from Tim. At least that is not complete dead air.
I got you, fam.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Turkey Day.
Gobble, gobble,
Happy
gobble.
Yeah.
Turkey Day.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it my turn? Do we do?
It is your turn, Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim.
Hi, Tim.
We are on a few social media platforms. We're predominantly Instagram and Twitter.
And predominantly Instagram.
Yeah, mostly. But,
Who's in charge of Twitter?
what is Facebook?
I don't know.
Not it.
MySpace. Blah blah blah.
Oh, dude, I'll make us a
Make a MySpace. Yeah. You could just have like the background is like loaded in with like the podcast of the week or something with like quotes and stuff.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
That sounds like a lot of labor.
I
I'm
task
good.
you with that. You already volunteered though.
You did actually. Oh shoot.
I'll do it when Tim makes the YouTube videos.
Oh no.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's where you can go for YouTube, I guess. Yeah, eventually we'll be on YouTube, I guess. I can put that out there. Technically we are, but eventually we'll be more on there or something. We do have a website. It's flipperflix.wixsite.com/home, and you do need the home. We post episodes.
There's no place like home,
no
man.
place like home. Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're on all the big ones: Anchor, Spotify, Apple, podcast, among others. So, if you're listening to us now, you probably found us already.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
potentially.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah. It could be like, you hear something like this on Instagram or something. I don't know.
That's true.
We have a lot of irons in the fire that are hot sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
a
we should learn
it's
from
a
this.
very low fire.
Yeah.
Anyways, for this week of Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Day, singer Dr. B, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one Thanksgiving song that I love,
Mm-hmm.
and it's Thanksgiving Day by singer Dr. B. And I found it by being like, why the hell does Halloween have all this music? Christmas has this music. Why doesn't Thanksgiving have music?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I went and found a song, and it is, it's a song. There's music and a guy singing very nicely. It's probably going to be on our story today.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm gonna grace their ears with it. Don't
Good.
you
Oh,
worry.
yes, good. But for this Thanksgiving Day, we watched The Turkey Bowl as our holiday special.
We sure did.
Gobble gobble.
It's about a man who is pulled back to his rural hometown by his high school friends on Thanksgiving to finish the Turkey Bowl, a football game against their crosstown rivals that was snowed out 15 years prior.
What?
That's it.
Whoa!
That's all there is. It's like, yeah. Sam, we're going to go into expectations before I start spoiling everything.
Wait, where did we watch it?
Hulu.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys watched
that place? Yeah. Did you remember this time?
Yeah.
Expectations.
You have them.
I do. So I remember watching the trailer back when we were like, "What the hell are we gonna watch for Thanksgiving, guys?" Verbatim.
Yeah, it was
intonation
pretty.
And everything. And
It's pretty accurate.
yeah.
I was there.
And I was like, "Oh, this looks pretty funny. I'm jazzed." And then somewhere between there and actually sitting down and watching it, I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to watch this movie." So
there was a lot of kicking and screaming
Groaning.
to get her onto the couch to watch the film.
yeah,
That's
because I just
understandable.
didn't hear like very much about it, and it's apparently like a year old, and I just
Right.
was like, eh. So I started off high, and then I ended up really low expectation wise. What about you, Adam?
For me, I was like, what goes great with Thanksgiving? Football.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, like
Sports ball.
the sports ball, yeah. Like I know people in my high school, they had a turkey bowl themselves.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this kind of hits right to home, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Wait,
like,
so are you saying that you guys did a turkey bowl?
Tim and I did not. My Boy Scout troop did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I was a cool Boy Scout kid.
Okay.
I never participated actually, because I didn't have a car.
Oh.
Tim was my ride, and Tim was not in my Boy Scout troop.
This is
Oh,
true.
okay. I thought you were gonna say you like needed a car to like run people over so you won every year or something.
No, I did not. I did used to go, and we had a capture the flag event, and I would do that.
Uh-huh.
And we would dig a hole and put the turkey in the ground, and then 8 hours later it'd be cooked. You'd build a fire on it and everything.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
You can do that.
People are so weird.
Yeah, what you do is you get a lot of flat dry stones.
Uh-huh.
You dig a hole,
Right.
and you basically make like a little oven inside it.
Right.
You build a fire on top, and then you put the turkey in, then you
Right.
bury it again,
Hear ya.
put a fire on top,
Yeah.
and then wait like 8 hours and pray that no wet rocks launch out at you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Cooking.
I'm gonna
tip
go ahead and
number
use an
one
oven.
from Flipper Flex.
But yeah,
that is aggressive too, though. Like ovens take forever.
True.
You know, your
you
little-
gotta thaw
your
it 4 days before.
Your earth oven probably took forever. Like turkeys just take forever.
They really do.
Yeah, I'm not joking though. There was a rock that fired out, and nobody got hit, thankfully. But it
Interesting.
was kind of intense. It just sounds like a firecracker goes off, and then this rock about 6 inches in diameter just goes flying, and you're like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, nobody got hit because nobody wanted to try and catch it. Wusses.
If Tim was there, he would have caught it,
Caught
spiked it
it.
on the ground, yelled touchdown.
Yeah.
Turkey bowl. Turkey bowl.
Turkey
Tim.
bowl done. I won.
All right, but I was excited for the movie because I like football and I like comedies, and Thanksgiving is a very boring holiday, so I need the football to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you like cooking turkeys in the earth.
Well, yeah, who
Tim,
doesn't?
what about you? What were your expectations?
I saw it was a comedy. I was happy about that. And then I saw
Nice.
Thad. I don't remember his name,
I don't know.
but he's
It's Thad.
his real name's not Thad though, right?
right.
No, I'm gonna call him Thad.
Yeah,
throughout.
because he's from Blue Mountain State. Yeah, and
he is Thad. I mean, his real name is not Thad, but he is Thad.
yeah, he's Thad. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, cool. I'm into this. So I was pretty excited to watch it, being a comedy and football sort of movie. And I was like, 2019. I haven't heard of it, but could be good.
Right?
It could be one of those sleeper hits.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we can get started. Sam
Sure.
loves football movies, as you may have seen
Oh, yeah.
in the 5th quarter.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So this is our second one.
Yeah. Shockingly.
Mm-hmm.
I know. In like 30 plus episodes, we've only done 2 football movies.
Well, you know, you gotta
That's
make
okay.
sure they're real gems when you do it.
Yeah, you mean, do you want to just become a sports movie podcast?
Oh.
No.
Yes.
I feel like I'd be the only one that was like, yeah, that was pretty good. And then you're both like, why
It
didn't we
was
watch another
atrocious.
sports movie?
Oh,
Yes,
no.
exactly that.
But we're going to get started. We got this guy named Hodges.
Patrick.
Who, what?
Patrick Hodges.
Is that his first name? Because IMDb
Pitter
only had
Pat.
Hodges. Oh, Pitter Pat Hodges, yeah.
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 I knew somebody's name in a movie. That won't be happening again.
I mean, it could. They got a cleaned up version of Jay Cutler. I'm saying this to two people that don't watch the NFL.
I know who Jay Cutler is.
You do?
Yeah.
Smoking Jay Cutler.
I don't remember who he plays for, but Cowboys.
He played for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, Cowboys.
Well, he was also in Colorado for a bit, and then he was also in Miami for a bit. But he was a Chicago Bear. That was where he was at his finest.
Okay.
He looks like they just randomly went up to a guy and asked him, "Hey, you want to be the quarterback for the Chicago Bears?" He just never looks like he wanted to be there.
Oh.
It was great, but the guy has I find him to have very similar facial features as him.
Mm-hmm.
So I was laughing. Yeah, Hodges.
Okay.
And Cutler,
Okay.
who's also a quarterback.
Yes, both quarterbacks.
Yes, and you could see Hodges' fancy ass cheesy football moves.
Oh,
when he's trying to run.
Oh my god.
I feel like you guys are dying to. How many eye rolls did you make it through?
Into the next century.
Hodges is trying to marry the senator's daughter. He wants to propose, so he's like going to
That was so terrible.
a jewelry store, right?
God.
But like he's like, oh no, I'm late. So
Yeah.
he's like running, and he does like a spin move and then a hurdle, and I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god.
And then he did the countdown for the taxi afterwards. He's like, and hike, and he like, oh god.
So bad.
I will say I was face palming that entire time.
Yeah.
Good.
So the entire
It deserved
movie,
it.
yeah.
What? Yeah.
It felt like a teen movie, like one of those like not another teen movie style teen movies,
Right?
but it wasn't. It was just like adults, so it was worse. I don't know.
I feel like
Yeah.
it was trying so hard to be like this funny movie about like this guy who comes back to. I swear this is straight up like an 80s sports movie.
It was built like that, I think, completely
Right?
intentional with the music and everything. Like,
Okay.
just straight up. That's how it was. I feel like it was meant to be. Because I was like, is this really 2019? Like, it did not feel like a 2019 movie because of that.
It felt like the standard 80s movie.
Yeah, 80s comedy kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, the music was totally off the wall, like, every time. Because I know, like, that whole scene where he's, like, running through the streets trying to be, like, fancy football boy was, like, terrible on its own. But then when you add the music, like, the music seemed to never fit. Like, we just kept looking at each other like,
That was
what
great.
the
Yeah.
fuck is happening?
How about that Smash Mouth montage?
Yes!
I was like, oh, God.
And now I'm an all-star.
Yes.
You mean the Shrek soundtrack? Yeah.
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 Any song on Shrek
Okay.
in the movie Shrek
Mhm.
became a Shrek song. Like All Star is a Shrek song. It's not Smash Mouth's song. It's a Shrek song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was just like a shining moment that we have a Smash Mouth montage. Once again, we have to ask ourselves, was it really 2019?
Right.
Yes, it was. I had Sam watch the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode of like when the gang hits the slopes.
Yes.
Because that's like the standard 80s like
Yeah.
it's like it's a parody of the
Yeah,
standard
it
80s
is,
sports movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you gotta watch this. This is all I could think about throughout the movie. South Park does a great episode on it too, and it legitimately like matches to it.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say it matches South Park's a little more because Sonny's was a parody.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, South Park. Anyways, I digress.
So he's marrying this bitch, Ashley.
This bitch,
I'm
Ashley.
just gonna
Ashley,
go right into
Yeah.
it.
Ashley wasn't that like bitchy though.
She was
Not
just
at
a terrible
first.
person.
She was just kind of there. I
Yeah.
felt like.
Okay, yes, but at the beginning she was a terrible person.
Right.
When his friend supposedly dies.
His best friend.
His
Like,
best friend dies.
it's like if Tim died and you wouldn't come back to Milford to
Mhm.
see him.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. Tim dies, Adam's coming back,
Mhm.
and I verbatim say, I'm here for you, but, like, if I don't answer, I'm probably on the slope.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what?
Huh?
It's weird that you're not
Excuse?
coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, to, like, console your boyfriend, fiance, whatever.
Boyfriend at that
But
time.
then it's also odd that you're like, yeah, I'm here for you. Except not really, bro. Take care of that shit yourself.
I'm here for you in spirit. Like.
Yeah. It's terrible. But other than that, like, I feel like they set her up to be like this bitchy character that you're supposed to dislike, and like
Probably.
honestly, she's just not there most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like outside of that scene, like she honestly seems like a caring girlfriend. Outside of that scene, like being like, hey, I just want to talk to you. Like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, like later on?
Yeah.
But like the beginning.
Yeah,
is-
I mean, I'm saying if you remove that one line.
Mhm.
Well, no, the whole beginning, because like he talks about how he doesn't like she doesn't like his tie creased, and he throws away a $200 tie.
Right.
So like,
First off, don't throw away ties. Donate them.
especially
Yeah.
$200
Right.
ties. Like,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Holy
Excuse
cow.
me. This is
Yeah,
bonkers.
what a turd.
Yeah. So you like kind of
Docking
get the vibe.
points from Hodges.
Yeah, you kind of get the vibe that she's like a snotty asshole, but
Yeah.
she's not. So like they didn't do a very good job. They couldn't decide what
Right,
she
what
was supposed to
direction.
be,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out, do we want to make her a full-on bitch?
Or just like
Yeah.
oblivious, or what are we doing? So
Because, like, the full-on bitch, it's easier to just go be like, oh, hit up your old flame, like that style in the movie. But, like,
Yeah.
they kept her as, like, mostly, like, kind of just concerned, like, just being there, like, just there. Like, they didn't make her the full-on bitch.
yeah,
Only a somewhat bitch.
I don't know. I'm kind of just like, that's another thing that made me eye roll into next century about this movie is that it's always like this person that doesn't want to go home
Right.
that ends up going
Yeah.
home and falling for like their high school person, and it's like, really?
You knew it as soon as you knew the entire plot as soon as that call came in about his friend being dead at home, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, you know the entire movie already, 100%.
Yeah.
And then you just turned on Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, something like that. Except he's in Oklahoma.
Oh, instead of Alabama, I know.
Yeah.
The other part of the Rust.
He doesn't know.
The other part of the Sun Belt. Yeah, he's probably lost. I'm just saying, like, Sweet Home Alabama, she goes back
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
and does the exact same story without the football.
Or like just friends. Like you've seen the story a million times.
Part of Dixie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing that's like,
You can't get past
you
that comic.
fucked me up. Okay, hold on, let me restart.
Woo!
Another thing that I find ridiculous about these type of movies is that like the whole town is always invested in something.
Way too invested.
like
I don't give a shit.
entirely too invested. Like they're all
Like culty
So-
invested. Like
Yeah!
like very like strangely yeah.
Like, I don't want my whole town shipping me with, like, my ex-girlfriend from 15 years ago. Like, first off, people grow.
Right.
Yeah.
People change. In 15 years, especially.
Yeah, but then also the fact that they're hanging on to like this rivalry of high schools,
Rivalry.
and then like
Rivalry.
they're
rivalry.
they're hanging on to it so much that like so he gets in trouble, right? Like
Right.
his cop friend like arrests him or whatever when he gets back, and then the judge's plea bargain is for him to play in this stupid game. Like literally every person is invested in this game. I just don't believe it. That's unrealistic. If I lived in a small town like this, I don't think I
You're
would be
going
invested
to.
in the game.
I'm so excited. I want to move to a small town and make Sam go through all this stuff. We're going to ship the high school quarterback with cheerleader and be like, 15 years later, man, you're going to come back. You're going to fall back in love with her. And you're going to play a football game.
That I'm gonna force you to play as your community service. Like what?
Yeah, I know.
What?
It was ridiculous. Also, first off, if your rivalry goes back to the freaking 1960s, you're not gonna stop because there was snow one year.
Right,
You're gonna be
that's
like,
not-
okay, no.
Why would
you're
that
gonna
stop
write that
you?
game
Yeah.
off. I don't know why. I was like, yeah. And then they do the gobble. What is it, Sam? The fucking Marshalls.
The Grand Gobble Marshall.
Ugh.
The Grand Gobble Marshall.
Garble
can't fucking-
Marshall.
I can't say it.
No, you
Grand
cannot.
Grand Gobble Marshall. The Grand Gobble Marshalls is, of course, it's those two. Obviously, they're
Well.
rigging the election. But
Yeah.
I jumped like 7 hours into this movie.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
quite ready to
okay.
talk about that, but we totally can.
Yeah.
So the Grand
Because we were shipping them already.
Yeah, the Grand Gobble Marshall is so important in this town that it gets picked out of a hat every year. Did you guys notice
Fucking
that?
Hunger Games, man.
It's such a great honor to be bestowed on you that we will take it out of a hat.
Oh, it's awful.
I was like, Tim, I need you to weigh in on this.
Oh, God. I don't even know. I this might have been the point where I paused it and had to take a break. I don't remember. I was just.
It was like an hour in, so
Yeah,
yeah, you probably
I-
did.
This movie was 2 hours.
Go ahead, Tim.
That's pretty much, yeah. I kept like looking at it and looking at the time, and I was like, all right, I need a break because it was 2 hours, and I'm like, this movie needs to be over. I was like, I'm over this.
Yeah.
I need to be done with this.
It's so bizarre that this movie is 2 hours too, because like we said, like it's an overplayed script, it's an overplayed idea, and normally you expect these to be like an hour and a half. So the fact that we have 2 hours of this shit is crazy.
Right.
Like what? And like half of it's spent doing what? You know, like picking Grand Gobble Marshalls
Right?
out of a hat.
Real quick, can Tim
Just another
say...
reason to ship them together. But go
Tim,
ahead.
can you say Grand Gobble Marshalls 3 times fast?
Okay. Grand Gobble Marshall, Grand Gobble Marshall, Grand Gobble Marshall. That's all I got.
That was close.
It's better than
Yeah,
I
I
could
still
have
garbled the Marshall a little bit.
It's like we're making fun of me here, but it's not easy. You Grand Gobble I'm out.
You Grand Gobble Marshalls, try it at home. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay.
Sam, the Enunciator, over here.
Yeah, the only reason...
Ooh, you got a new title, the Enunciator.
Thank you. I
Hey,
don't think I
Enunciator?
have any, so...
What's on your vision board? Were you like expecting like Patrick Hodges to come back and you like giving him your... Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's not... So that's Thad's
The girl.
twin
Oh.
sister, where she, like, basically tries to, like, bed him and wed him immediately.
Just bed him, I
Yeah.
think. I
Just
don't
bed
think they
him.
even want to wed.
Well, but technically she takes the engagement ring later. But anywho, I think that was more just, like, ooh, shiny. So she tries to bed him, and she's always like, my vision board is coming to life. Like, who? Okay, first off, it's odd that it's a vision board, but, like, I get it. People do that. But, like, do people really have vision boards about
Yes.
who they want to have sex with?
Oh.
I wouldn't be
Probably.
surprised, honestly. I would call them a stalker probably if I ever saw it. Because if I saw somebody with a board of somebody, like a vision board to like sleep with them or whatever, I'd be like, okay, what are you doing that I can't see? Like, where?
Yeah.
How far does this go?
Arnold.
Yeah. And that also begs the question, is a vision board about who you want to have sex with basically another type of porn at this point? Like, for those people, you know? I just don't
Yeah.
get it. It's odd if she has a vision board in general and he's part of it, because that's just weird.
Right.
But then it's even weirder if there's, like, a second sex vision
Yeah.
board.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's her just sex board?
That's what, I mean,
And do you think she has a Ouija board as well?
probably. This lady is crazy, although her brother's kind of crazy, too.
No, Thad is not crazy. Thad is a very normal human.
This is like a watered down, less cool version of Thad.
That's what I thought. Like, so I've only seen a little bit of that show, but I kind
It's so
of
good.
feel like they tried
It's a guy's
to,
show.
like,
Yeah.
make it happen in this movie in the same way, but, like, they failed. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we doing this?
Right. It's like
either go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like an adult, grown up, like matured Thad. It's still Thad, but like he just matured, I guess. I don't know.
He
He's
basically
fizzled out
got a little bit less crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I will say another thing that confuses me about this movie is, like, okay, so the main dude, Patrick Hodges, and his fiancée, almost, Ashley, don't look that old, but then I feel like at some point they said they were 40.
Yeah.
One of the synopsises said they were 30-ish.
Okay, because I was going to say, then the Marshall dude who faked his death,
They'd
I mean,
be
at least
33.
he has some gray hair, so he looks kind of old, but then somehow in passing, when they say they're in their 40s, I'm like, hold up, that doesn't seem right.
That doesn't seem right, seeing as unless they graduated high school when they were fucking 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 15 years. They made it a very big point. It is 15 years after the football game, which max age 18 to 19, assuming somebody got held back. But 17 to 18 is realistic. So we're saying 32 to 33 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
somebody didn't math correctly.
yeah, they don't math no good.
But I was going to say, like, I didn't really even think they looked like some of them looked like they were in, like, their mid-30s.
How old do you think they look?
They really looked like they were, like, 28.
Nah, you're just thinking that because that's how old we are, and they don't look much older than us.
They don't.
And that we're around that age.
Yeah.
Therefore, your mind is set that we're still like 24.
No, I said they looked 28.
You think you think they're younger than me.
No.
I'm 29.
Right. Well, by a year. I think they're older than me.
Do you think that they're 2 years younger than Tim?
Yeah, Tim doesn't look that old. You're welcome.
Danke.
Sam's like, fuck, how do I get out of this? I'm stuck in a maze here.
The only point I was trying to make is that 40 did not make sense.
40 was
and I don't
wrong.
know how they came up with it.
I still don't know where you heard that.
Somebody said it. But anyway.
Back to the film. His dad.
Yeah, I was going to say. I want to
Really?
say one of the things that was, what is it called?
Hilarious.
No.
Outstanding.
What is it called? Relatable. One of the things that was relatable. Here we go. We're already starting. One of those things that was relatable about this movie was like he first gets back and his parents are like, "Good to see you, son. Even if it's only for a few days and against your will." And I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard that speech before in my life. So
whoa, shots fired.
Like I did like how his parents at first were like totally just like, yeah, you haven't been back in 15 years, you dick. But then they're also kind of like not understanding of him being a vegetarian.
That baffled me.
I don't know.
I
thought
call
that
BS
was
on
relatable.
that. I call BS on that because that would come up. I don't care how long you've not seen your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I assume they still conversed. They didn't have like they weren't fighting.
No, but I mean, I also think that he could have told his parents that, and they just ignored it because he told them, and they were still serving meat to him.
Yeah,
that's true. That's
true.
So I think it was more like they brushed it aside, like, oh, it's a phase.
Yeah,
as parents do, you know.
Well, the way he announced it though was this is the first time they're learning he is a vegetarian.
Yeah, that's.
He's like,
true.
by the way, Mom and Dad, I'm a vegetarian.
Well, I mean, it's something that like maybe over a phone call they would have said, and they would like, oh, ha, 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 and like completely forgotten about it.
Yeah, they were
I could see that happening. Yeah.
I think the whole parents angle was relatable. Was all I was trying to say.
Okay, I disagreed, but we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I will say that the dad looked like the standard rural dad, like that you like in every like movie, TV show.
Twilight, yeah.
Tweely, yeah.
Is it just because they both wear flannel?
Flannel. It's pronounced flannel.
Flannel. Is that like the higher end flannel? It's flannel.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually shipped from France, and it doesn't actually keep you warm. It's really just plaid.
It's just really thin material.
It's very thin. It's flannel. It just looks like flannel.
Yes.
That's all I got for that bit. I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean, I liked it. I was down with it. The other thing that I also found relatable that Adam probably won't find relatable is that, just because already shots fired, is that when the girls are in the bar, and I think at this point, like, Hodges had went out for a beer or whatever, like, it's basically the town kind of, like, out on the town.
Right.
The townspeople
The
out
town on the town.
The town on the town.
Down.
Town squared.
Yes. Anywho. And the girls are, like, chatting about how, like, ooh, he's back. And, like, that's exactly how
you gotta keep the voice if you're gonna do that.
Sorry. And then they were like...
No, keep doing the voice.
Well, but the voice doesn't... That's not how the voice goes. The voice was only like, ooh, he's back.
Yeah.
You should go put him on your vision board. And then, like, I think they were saying something about how, like, there's gonna be a party or there's gonna be something event. And she was busy... Because, and they were like,
you talking about the cheerleading wives?
Like the wives that are friends. They're like, oh, you were busy. Last week you threw a birthday party for your cat. And it's like, yeah. And then she, like, defends it by saying, like, well, my cat turned 20. Like, that's a milestone. Yeah. And I'm like, that's me.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I would absolutely.
I felt exposed.
Honestly, 20 is old for a cat.
It's very old. But also the fact that you're saying you're busy and you're just throwing a birthday party for your cat is, like, relatable.
I'm also going to say that sometimes people are they just want to be alone after like some people, like introverts, don't want to go to a party necessarily. They expended all of their energy to recharge. They don't want to be around people. Extroverts want to be around people to recharge.
Right. So they recharge by throwing their cat a party.
Yeah, exactly. But it sounded like she had more than just her there. No, yeah. And regardless, like, I was saying it was relatable because I would say I'm busy and I threw my cat a party and I didn't actually do it. But, like, it's totally acceptable to throw a 20-year-old cat a party.
I definitely, like, read it as, like, she had a party by herself at home
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
as
but-
an
The
excuse
cake.
not to go somewhere because she
Yeah.
wanted to stay. Like I 100% like that's exactly how I would do it too. Like
Yeah.
So that's how I took it at first, but Sonny D's wife, she was like, it was sad when I was there. She went to the birthday
so
party.
maybe-
Weird.
Those girls were there at her party. Like, it's one thing if Sam and I are like, hey, Ponyo, it's your 30th birthday. I'm going to throw you a birthday party. But it's just us two.
yeah.
And it's different. I'm like, hey, Tim, will you drive down and celebrate my cat's birthday?
Yeah, but that's already different because this is a small town where they
Yeah.
probably show up.
Yeah, I
all
was
the
gonna
time
say
for no
it was
reason.
probably just
That
random
is
that she
true.
showed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true because they were talking about like the little girl's birthday party. I think did I write down her name? I did not write down the little girl's name, but Thad's like little minion was like, oh, she's such a little beauty or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like those parties, like everybody's there from that group.
Yeah, where he like DJs and
Sonny D?
yeah.
DJ Sonny D?
Well, and that's what I was saying. Like, girl, take your time to yourself because you probably have a lot of bullshit that you have to attend 24/7 in a small town.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I will say Sonny D, I want to give him a shout out. That's some nice flow he's got there. Doesn't look familiar at all. Nope.
Nope.
But Mitchell, we haven't even talked about Mitchell.
I
Dead
don't
Mitchell.
even
he's
know
dead,
who
though.
Mitchell is. I thought his name was Marshall.
No,
Mitchell.
his name is Mitchell.
Dude.
I was gonna
Okay,
mention him
well-
earlier when we were talking about age because he was in Breaking Bad and stuff, and I'm like, he definitely looks like an adult now, and he was an
Yeah.
adult
You
then.
mean Mitchell, aka Badger?
Yeah, Badger. Yeah, because I kept wanting to call him Badger, like watching the movie. I kept wanting to
Hey,
say Badger, but
Tim,
yeah.
I got a confession to make.
Got a confession
We've seen three
to
episodes
make.
of Breaking Bad.
Uh,
All right, continuing on. There's a theory that his name Badger from Breaking Bad is part of the reason why they were called the Putnam Badgers.
Oh.
I mean,
I could see that.
I could see that. Yeah.
Anyways, fuck, his name is Mitchell.
we
Mitchell,
can
Adam.
call
Mitchell.
him. We can call him Badger. I think it's okay.
Badchel.
I
Bad.
mean,
Mitch-
we're already calling
Mixture?
Thad. Like, we don't
Anyways,
even know.
I
who
don't
this
even know who
guy.
the fuck Badger is in the show. But Mitchell, he is like the poor man's Jake Johnson with a raspier voice.
His voice is so squeaky.
It's like Jake Johnson's got a raspy voice already.
Yeah.
But they're like, let's crank up the raspiness to 13.
I kind of feel like his voice is in between Jake Johnson and Jason Mantzoukas, because Jason Mantzoukas has like that squeaky voice, and then Jake Johnson has a raspy voice, and so like they had a baby, and it was
I don't think it works like
Mitchell. It works exactly.
that. Okay. I just also want to talk about how, so, back to the beginning of the film.
Oh Jesus, you missed the train. If you want to talk about the
Nope, go
beginning
back.
of the
And
film.
I mean, in this movie, they do go back randomly. Anyways,
No, go ahead.
they go to the bar and Mitchell's dead.
Yeah,
Like
commitment to
they
the
convince
bit.
Hodges to come back because Mitchell is dead. And it's like, first off, that's hilarious.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the only way they could get him back. And it's not like, I want to say this, is like, a lot of times everybody complains like, oh, I lost touch with a friend. Phones go both ways.
Yes.
And Mitchell reached out constantly.
Yeah.
It was a one-sided thing.
Right.
Yeah, but he reached out with pictures of his balls.
But that was like their thing. Like if you go to his house, Hodges' house had pictures of Mitchell's balls everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's been doing that since they were kids.
So it's like
It's not weird. It's not weird at that
commitment
point.
to the bit. Mitchell is very committed to the bit.
He is.
Committed to the ball bit. Committed to the fact that I'm just gonna die so that you get back here so we can play this turkey bowl. Like, damn.
You would
so
think
much
if they
commitment,
were-
it scares me.
But not enough commitment to get in shape.
Yeah.
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 Because they've been trying to convince him to come back for years for this turkey bowl, and they never get in shape. And all of them are wildly out of shape. And their wide receiver, Sonny D, can't catch the ball.
Yeah, but he could never catch the ball. it
He
sounded
never
like.
caught the ball. Why was he ever
Why is he
the
on the
wide
team?
receiver? That
That
guy's
was
a
all they
cornerback.
had.
Cornerbacks can't catch. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so continuing on with Hodges' beautiful decor and his Mighty Mighty Boss Tones picture on this wall. Tim, do you know who the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones are?
The Mighty Ducks. What?
No, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
The Bostons?
It's a ska band.
Oh.
It's probably I think it's one of the first ska bands. They came out in the 1980s.
Oh, really?
And we went and saw them at Busch Gardens last year.
Yeah.
And we wanted to hear one song by them.
The only song we know by them.
The impression I get.
Yeah.
How long did it take till they played it?
It took like an hour and a half. And you know what? This movie probably played that song before the hour and a half mark.
It did.
Yeah.
During the party scene, they actually played the song. And Sam and I were both like slapping each other like, ha 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 ha, they played the song.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have no idea, so I didn't recognize it at all.
I can guarantee you a lot of people know the song but didn't know the artist.
Give it a little sing-a-ling-ding.
Oh, I don't know it that well.
Really?
Really,
He's lying to you,
am
Sam.
blanking
Really?
on the. I am blanking on
He's
the song.
holding out on
I
us.
don't remember the song.
Hmm.
I really don't.
I don't know it. So, yeah.
You do know it, but you don't know it.
I
It's
don't.
one of those
If
songs.
I ever had to
Knock on wood, and I never knock again.
That's it. And you know what?
I probably
After
know
an
it
hour
now
and a
that I think
half-
about it.
an-
Yeah, you definitely do.
An hour and a half of their music sounds exactly like that.
Hey, are you making fun of ska?
No, I like ska. I just don't like my boss tones, apparently. Anywho, I did think that was funny that he had that, and then also they played that. Another interesting part of the music. And then I think, like, beyond that, the highlight of the movie for me was obviously the Smash Mouth montage that we talked
Well,
about.
yeah.
But also the little feely feel scene where they're watching the tape, where they're little kids
Oh,
playing in
yes.
the yard. Like, I was like, okay, this movie's peaked now. Like, what the fuck else do we still have to watch? Because
Yeah, is this over
you
yet?
did that. Yeah. And then we had the Smash Mouth montage. Like, you can't get much better than that.
Well, they went
It's all
back to
downhill from
Mrs.
there.
Vogel's house to go play again.
Yeah,
Call back.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
But that scene,
that was funny.
the game at the end was so long. Like,
I thought it should have been cut 30 minutes off of the middle,
Yeah.
shifted down, and the game cut a bit of that, and you'd probably have a normal movie.
Yeah, so for me, this is exactly what happened in my head. Football game, trumpet noises, slow-mo, go, go. And then I was like, and then it was just terrible. I don't even...
Did you-
Ugh.
did you like the slow-mo
Oh my
backflip?
God. I was literally looking around. I was just cringing so hard. I was like, this is... I'm done.
Yes.
I was like, this movie's so bad. I was just looking at it like, this is terrible.
Oh, shit, Tim. I actually have a note down here that I wanted to bring up.
Hmm.
So Thad at one point yells at his minion that's been following him. He's
Yeah.
like, take a lap.
Yeah.
He added something else. I was like, we added something to our take a lap quote.
Yep.
But I don't remember what it was.
Oh no!
I forgot to write it down. I was like, I was so
No.
excited.
All right, well, we'll have to look that up so that we can add it.
Yeah, indeed. But I want to say that, like, the town, like we were talking about, is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They're acting like there's not been a class or school graduation for 15 years.
Yeah, like they act
Right.
like the high school, everything ended at that point. Like that was it.
Right. I was so confused by that.
Yeah.
I was also confused, like, is the Turkey Bowl around homecoming? Because they had, like, the whole parade.
Depends on the school.
They had, like, the whole parade for it with people that are in high school right now. So I'm like, why the fuck do you care about this game that never finished when you have high schoolers churning in and out every year where they could be playing the game against other high schoolers? Like, why do we care about these 30-year-old people?
One game never finished, so they had to be like, well, we gotta let them finish before we keep the tradition going.
Yeah, but it's just so weird that they had, like, a parade with the Grand Gobble Marshalls and all of that if it's not, like...
Only person who can say it, Miss Captain Ununciator.
I was just gonna say, like, it was weird to me to see that, like, the older girls were dressing up in their cheerleading uniforms, but then, the regular cheerleaders were in the parade. I'm like, if the high schoolers are this invested, that's also odd to me.
Yes.
It's weird.
Also, the high schooler, they like the Noble Knights.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty funny.
I liked that.
Yep. Hmm.
They were dressed. They had cheerleaders that were in high school still.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't have any oldie moldies?
No, they didn't have the
Oldie
oldie moldy. They didn't have oldie moldy cheerleaders. They only had their high school cheerleaders.
Yeah.
That
Which why would also Noble Stadium was fucking
so nice.
yeah, and like they're like we don't have a stadium. I'm like, is it because Putnam always hosts?
Yeah. Like I was
they
confused
have to
about
be the
that
home
too.
team.
I think so.
Maybe
Maybe
It's
it
gotta
had
be
something to
that.
do with like they were always the home team, and then maybe that's where the game was being played, so they wanted to finish it
But-
there. But then they left and finished it in the yard, so I don't know.
Yeah, because like
Maybe it was a budget thing.
Yeah.
our
maybe.
school has one of the longest rivalries with Miami University has one of the longest rivalries with the University of Cincinnati
Yep.
in football.
Yep.
It's called the Victory Bell,
Mhm.
or is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
That takes place at both schools. It's not one
Yeah,
school.
it
Sometimes they
alternates
even
and
go on a
whatnot,
neutral
and-
store.
yeah.
They've played at Paul Brown, and I'm like, why does it like so that alone like I mean it's high school versus a school like college and universities.
Mm.
Like I mean there's a different level, right?
Yeah.
But still, like you could go to Noble and play.
Well, if you're talking about Cincinnati high schools, Moeller and St. Xavier play each other every year, and sometimes it's at Paul Brown Stadium, or sometimes it's at Nippert. Like,
So like it's a thing,
yeah.
especially with not Putnam, Noble being such a good team.
Right. Like, I just found it, like, I think they were just trying to get across that, like, they said, like, oh, Putnam's cursed, and, like, Noble did so well because they went on to win the state championship. And then it's kind of just like, look how great Noble is, and look how shitty Putnam is, even though we don't really understand why they couldn't. Like, do they not have it in the budget or something? Like, it's just
Yeah,
weird.
like does winning a state football championship in Oklahoma get you a big
all
payday?
the goods, clearly.
Yeah, like some areas just aren't built to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it seems like they're next door neighbors, so in theory, Putnam would reap some of the rewards.
Right. Like, if they're not that far apart, and it really,
don't get it.
Noble really is a big deal, like, you'd see some spillover into
Yeah.
the town. So, yeah. Unrealistic.
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 But the most realistic thing is the party they have before the football game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hodges is cleaning up everything, and I was getting some flashbacks of my very own wife at our parties. She'd be cleaning up, and Tim would always yell back, "Sam, stop cleaning!" All the time.
Stress cleaning's a thing.
Between that and veggie chips.
Oh
yes.
yeah, Tim would always go like steal our veggie chips, but eat them
Well, Sam
only
would
in the
throw them
pantry.
at me.
Oh, that's true. She did do that.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. Guys, we're getting old.
It's been about 6 or 7 years since this happened.
Yeah, we need to have a turkey
So-
bowl, but like a veggie
Yeah.
bowl or something.
Agreed.
Yeah. Going back to the film, though,
Mm-hmm.
gonna leave our lives. Get back to the film. I expected this movie to be about Hodges and Mitchell, and where Hodges and his
Like a bro down movie.
like a bro,
Right.
Yeah.
bro out. Like The Hangover is a bro out movie.
yeah.
No, this is really just all about Hodges.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like they went full main character mode.
Yeah.
Side characters don't mean shit.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
And I don't know. I wasn't feeling that dog.
Yeah, I like bro down movies better. I think that a bro down movie would have lended better to this topic as well. If we're really
100%.
gonna say
It
they're
really is.
super invested in this game, so much so that the guy faked his death to get him back here, and then we hardly see him broing
Right?
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I expected Mitchell to be in at least 75% of the film, and I would guess less than 50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's craziness.
But I also want to bring up Thad had my favorite quote.
Okay.
He was talking to his minion, and his minion's like, "You can't fire me. I have a kid with special needs." Well, you better add hunger to those special needs.
Yeah.
I was rolling at that.
Oh man.
But we finally get about, I want to say 90 minutes in, and they do a montage of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that was great. I really love when movies make you watch the entire movie you just watched up until that point.
It's like, next time on Dragon Ball Z. Or I guess last time on Dragon Ball Z. And it just plays the last episode in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what this movie did.
It was just so weird that he was sitting in the airport reminiscing. And it's I get it. You can totally do that in films and pull it off and it's fine. But please don't make me watch all the movie I just watched.
Yeah.
Sped up. It's terrible.
Yeah, leave me. Yeah, I'm done with that. Yeah.
But
And
I
then-
do want to jump back a little bit to Thad knowing his sister's underwear.
That was I thought that was just funny.
That was so bizarre. So this was back at the party scene. The underwear's on the bed, on Hodges' bed, and he's
His mom made that.
washed them and folded them, and he's like, "Why do you have my sister's underwear or whatever?" And it's
Why do you know them?
Why do you know them is question number 1 for Thad. Question number 2 for Hodges is like, why didn't you throw him back at her when she threw them?
Yeah, why do you still have them? Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but like, his mom washing them and folding them is like, that's just an added cherry on top of it.
Primo mom.
I did not expect him to come back around, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It was a nice little touch.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was going to say.
Yeah, but I said it louder.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's what went through.
Well, you said your favorite quote. I'm going to say my favorite quote. It's from the dad. This is no way for a Grand Gobble Marshal to act.
Yes.
Like,
how the hell do you expect a Grand Gobble Monster? Fuck that word.
Let's do it again.
Grand Gobble Monster. I went with it.
You went slow and you still
Grand
couldn't
Gobble
say it.
Marshall.
There you go.
Now Tim
How do
say
you
it.
expect them to
Grand
act?
Gobble Marshall. Is
They're
that it?
monsters.
Grand Gar... Fuck.
It's once you say
Don't
it
think
once.
about it too much.
Captain Enunciator over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
though they got the football game. It's like the standard football game. You knew what was gonna happen, except the whole
Right.
time you just catch Thad saying like, "Oh shit, oh yeah," like just like commentating throughout it.
Yeah.
And like when he misses the block wasn't a block, and he's like, "No!"
Yeah.
That was like amazing.
Yeah.
like you're like, oh
He finally realized the entire plot device to win the game. Yeah.
yeah. We're not gonna knee it. We're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously it's gonna.
Backfire.
Well, first off, you're like, oh, they're going to get the 2 points.
Right.
Doesn't happen because they don't do the play where they brought up how Mitchell was going to catch the ball.
But then
Right.
they do it.
You knew that they weren't going to score on the 2 points, though,
Right. Yeah.
because they weren't doing that play.
Yep.
And because this wasn't a godly long football game.
Mhm.
So why would they end it early?
Yeah.
Right.
Naturally.
I
Why
kind
would
of
they?
was hoping. I was hoping they would play through a snowstorm, though.
Yeah.
They kind of teased it. They were like, a storm's coming this way.
But then they never bite.
there was a lot of that kind of like unfinished business in this movie.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, they're gonna be ghosts for sure.
And like, I just want to say, 2 hours of this movie, and you didn't finish all your thoughts. Come on, people. Come on. It's crazy.
Yeah. And a movie like this.
Wrap it up.
All right. Tim, you got any more notes?
Yeah, I have my
That
my
was-
favorite quote.
Cut us off. Yes, do it.
Is it game time yet?
Yeah.
Coach,
The coach was
my
pretty
favorite.
funny.
Coach was,
I
as soon
liked
as they
it.
got him out of there, I was like, he's gonna be like stuck in repeat, and he was. That was
Yeah.
fucking great.
Hey,
From
is it
the
game
soles
time
of
yet?
your feet to the heaven hitting of your head. Oh god, that was
No,
great.
coach, it's not
Is it
game
game time yet?
time.
Oh no, coach is missing.
Go back to sleep. I'm glad that
Coach
he
was
finally got
MVP.
to have game time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think my last thing is, I think Thad it would have been a better movie if he played both roles.
True.
That could have been a lot more entertaining. And B, if he had reversed the roles and just played the main character, it probably would have helped the movie a lot because he was the best actor in the movie. I like him a lot as an actor,
Oh, he's amazing. He's
and
hilarious.
I'm waiting for him to get a big break because like I don't understand how he hasn't. You know, like everything he's in is just like he's good. Like it doesn't matter how the movie is, he's just good. So I don't know. I feel like they try to typecast him, and he's not necessarily somebody that has to be. And that's kind of why he's stuck right now. But or I don't
Yeah.
even know if he's
I
stuck.
agree.
But you know, it's whatever.
It's a vibe.
I keep finding
You'll
new
find
shit
out.
that he's in. So
You'll find out.
yeah.
But I'll get to the cast.
Do it.
Hodges is played by Jay Cutler. Or Ryan Hansen. Whatever, same person, right? He's in Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Veronica Mars.
I was going to say, I feel like I've recognized him.
And then next year's Thanksgiving episode of Friendsgiving.
Of Friendsgiving?
What?
Yeah, there's a movie called Friendsgiving.
Oh, okay.
And he's in it. And it's going to be our next year's episode.
So this guy just really likes to do Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
episodes.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, damn. He's like, I mean, if you're going to be typecast, do Thanksgiving. You get to eat turkey,
Right.
even though they didn't this time. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I really do want to
It's
say
a solid
that.
bet.
Before I continue the cast, they didn't actually have Thanksgiving
Yeah.
at all.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving never occurred on Turkey Bowl Day.
Yep.
All they cared about was the Turkey Bowl.
Yeah.
I expected more Thanksgiving.
Well, they had hot
rude.
dogs, and I was like, I'll take one, but
Yeah, they made hot dogs in the middle of the game. But go ahead.
I love that. Yeah.
That's true.
Loved it.
Mitchell was played by Matt Jones.
Okay.
He's in Breaking
Badger,
Bad.
yeah.
What? No.
He's in the movie Home,
Okay.
like with the little purple
animated
alien.
one.
Yeah. And then Cooties.
Cooties.
What?
Yeah, he's in that movie. It's a movie with Elijah Wood.
Zombies.
Jeez. Okay, well, I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty funny.
I think Dwight's in it too.
What?
Yeah,
All right, now I
yeah.
have to watch it.
Yeah.
Rainn Wilson.
It's decent.
It's pretty solid. It's a bizarre movie.
It's a good horror
do it.
comedy.
Ronnie Best
Ronnie Best.
is played by Alan Richardson,
Okay.
aka Thad.
Nice.
He is in Blue Mountain State. TV show called Titans.
Okay.
Catching Fire.
Yep.
He's in the Hunger
He
Games.
is, yep.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in the second one. He's from one of the
District
first
1.
two. District 1.
Oh.
Which he looks like somebody that would be District
Yeah,
1.
true.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in the movie Fired Up,
Yep.
Yeah.
which Sam and I were just discussing.
Yeah.
And then Tim, he is a Ninja Turtle.
Is he really?
Nice.
He's also
He's Raphael.
Okay, cool. He's also in Workaholics for an episode.
Okay. Yeah, I try it. There's so many people that are in one episode things.
Yeah.
True.
It's like my list would be 6 hours long.
Yeah, that's okay.
Jen, you know, the rural ex-girlfriend.
Do not.
Her name is Kristen Hager.
Okay.
She's in the show Condor, the movie Wanted,
Really?
and Being Human.
Yeah, she's like
Okay.
the wife or girlfriend or whatever in Wanted.
Oh, I haven't seen it in a while.
It's been a while.
I think I just like completely pictured her somehow right there.
Nice.
Look at you.
Look
Yeah,
at this man.
dude, when I can't remember stuff, but sometimes I can. I remember it correctly, or something. I don't know
Perfect.
how I want. Yeah.
Grand
Yeah.
Gobble Marshalls.
Grand Gobble Marshalls. Is it
We
game
have
time
elected
yet?
Tim. Ledbetter.
Okay.
Do you know who that is?
No. I don't
He was
know who any of these
He was
people
the
are.
big black guy on the
Okay.
team. He was played by Devon McDonald. He was in 5-Year Engagement in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I actually remember him Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I don't.
Really?
He's just a random guy in a Hawaiian shirt.
Nice.
Oh,
Sonny D
Mm-hmm.
is played by Tanner Anderson. He's in $5 Million Arm and Unthinkable.
I haven't heard
Fucking
of
never
either.
heard of either of those.
Like,
I'm sorry.
those
What?
sound
He's been in like 8 movies.
Those sound like movies that were really big and they just changed like one word and they're like, good enough.
Yeah. What?
Crazy.
All right, do you know who Fish is?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
the cop.
fish. Yeah.
Yes, he was. He was played by Travis Nicholson. He was in Straight Outta Compton, where he played a cop. He was in Jersey Boys and County Strong. And like I'm pretty sure I read Sheriff in like 3 of the other things he was in.
He likes it. Maybe he's typecast.
Kind of, yeah. Fat Jack
Fat Jack.
was played by Chris Reed. He's actually a normal character in Sons of Anarchy.
He's the fat guy, I assume.
Yeah. He was also an ogre in 2 episodes of The Wizards of Waverly Place.
Look at him go.
Damn.
Never seen that show. Tim's favorite character, Coach, was played by Barry Switzer. He was in Lazy Circles,
Lazy Circles.
and then he was in Any Given Sunday, where he was the coach. Actually, no, he was the announcer in that one.
Close enough.
He was in Varsity Blues
Nice.
and Possums, where he was the coach. So,
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty funny. Ed Hodges is probably one of the most known people in this movie.
Mm-hmm. He looked familiar.
Brett Cullen is in The Blacklist. He plays Thomas Wayne in Joker.
Okay, that's who I was thinking.
And then he's also in Narcos, and he is a congressman in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
He likes Batman movies, but he's never Batman.
I recognize him now that you say that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then Nolan. Who's Nolan, guys?
I don't know.
He's the mascot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. that guy's like everywhere. He's in a lot of stuff.
Right? But I couldn't really find much of, I recognize this guy, but I can't really remember, what he's in.
Right.
But he's in The Addams Family.
Okay.
He's in Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
He's in Robots.
Yeah.
And then Puppy Dog Pals.
Puppy Dog Pals.
That's the Pug Show.
Yeah.
And then the director is Greg Coolidge. He wrote and directed this movie. He also has done Employee of the Month.
Ah.
If you guys remember that guy named Dane Cook.
Yeah, starting to get his vibe down.
Yeah. He did Ride Along.
I don't know what that is.
That was a movie where a guy was a cop.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence.
Was it funny?
It was a comedy, yeah.
Okay.
Stupid comedy, yeah. And then he did Sorority Boys.
He definitely has a vibe.
Yeah, he does. Anyways, so that's all I have.
Nice.
I can get into the ratings.
Do it.
All right. There are no critics ratings, so I'm gonna do audience last.
Okay.
The IMDb score for this is a 5.6 out of 10.
Okay.
All right.
Google failed it at a 75%. And then the audience of 275 raters gave it a 94%.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty freaking high, I thought.
Oh,
94%
man.
though. So
Yeah.
Tim, we can start with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, flip it off.
Would you flip this on?
They're much better. Yeah, flip it off. Yeah. If you need a
Flip it off.
if you need a football movie, there's better ones. If you need a rom-com, there's better ones. If you need a bromance, there's better ones. If you need to see
Thanksgiving Day
Thad,
movie?
yeah, yeah, Thanksgiving Day movie, there's better ones. If you need to see Thad, then watch it.
If you require,
I was gonna say, then watch Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, Blue Mountain State. There you go, much better.
How about you, Sam?
I would have to agree. I was feeling like as we were going through the episode, I was like, man, this movie wasn't that bad. And then I had to like bring back to reality and be like, no, this movie was fucking terrible. Do not turn it on. Like, it's not even Thanksgiving-y. Given-y.
No, it's not. It's turkey-y.
Ish? Like, it's like...
There are turkeys everywhere, but...
Yeah, we were doing this for a Thanksgiving episode, which it clearly was not. And, like, just all the things that Tim said, like, it was set up to be a certain movie, and it didn't deliver on any of those things. So for me, it's going to be a no. Adam?
It's going to be a no for me, dog.
Another...
Did you think it was going to be a yes?
I don't know. I
thought
say
I
that
was going to...
'cause
I
it's
think
Doritos.
I think I had the highest chance of saying a yes.
I think so, too.
But I'm going to be honest. I think that a lot of it fell flat for me. Like Tim said, if you want to... It's not a bro movie. I thought it was going to be like two bros broing down and broing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, you just left me.
Wah, wah.
You broke my heart.
I'm an urbanite now. I just live in Chicago. Chi-town.
Yeah.
What?
And I don't crease my ties. So anywho, so I'm not even gonna give you a whole spiel to flip it on for because I don't think
If you
that
want
it
to
appeals
watch
to anyone.
that,
That's the only reason to flip it on because all of the other things you can find elsewhere for much better.
Yeah.
And for not 2 hours. Like holy
Right.
shit. What a waste of time.
if you want a football movie, go watch The Replacement.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
If you want a small town movie, there's gotta be something better.
Sweet Home Alabama does it better. It hits your small town. It hits your rom-com.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
Now, what about Thanksgiving movie? Go watch Bob's Burgers. Don't even put a movie on it. Watch Bob's Burgers. They have at least like 7 Thanksgiving Day episodes.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
But yeah. So that's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Don't watch this movie.
Is
Gobble,
it game
gobble,
time?
gobble. No, Tim. Not now.